conclusion, see, don't be in a hurry to say I do.
Could you please share as much as possible how one can handle being a breadwinner of the home as a woman, and how do you balance this with your spouse?
Now, first and foremost, I'm going to assume that being the breadwinner is a temporary situation and not a permanent fix. Because if it's a permanent situation, there's a structural defect in that setup. And I'm not sure how sustainable it is over the long term for both parties. For the man, mentally, psychologically, based on how men are raised and nurtured, it will always be a problem. For the woman, it will be a permanent struggle that I'm not sure is sustainable for the longest term, because the nature and positioning you need to take in order to preserve the respect and the honor that a man desires or deserves in his home, despite the fact that you are the breadwinner, will in many ways create the kind of pressure no woman should live with in your life. This is just the truth. However, there are situations where circumstances create a scenario where you are. And in that case, that's a different thing. Because don't forget, the Bible says, and the two is one. And if the two is one, sometimes one would have to look after all, but protect the other. Now, in that kind of situation, you must consciously and intentionally seek to help your partner. Especially for a man, it's more difficult. It's easier for a woman to accept being provided for than for a man to accept being provided for. That's just the truth. So for the woman in that situation, you have to intentionally and consciously help the man to be comfortable in that home and make the extra effort to show him respect which he naturally desires, so that he's not in a situation where he misinterprets every normal action as disrespect or, because of his situation. So, which is why it's really the kind of pressure no woman should have to live with. It's a wisdom game when you have that situation. It's a serious wisdom game. But it starts from you first knowing what do you want from your home. Because if you know that you're married to a good man who ordinarily would put the best of what he has. Now, there are different scenarios, because putting the best of what he has might permanently not be the most of what is needed by the family. There are scenarios where women just earn more than their husbands based on the different kinds of career that they have. Now, if you have that situation, that really shouldn't change the structure of the home. Because if a responsible man gives the best of what he has, that's all you should ask of him. You really cannot ask him to give what he doesn't have. And before you married him, most likely you knew this is the likely scenario. And in that case, you must demystify money in your home and make it of no consequence. Make money a tool that is in the family purse, but allow God's structure for the home with the honor and the respect of the man and your togetherness to make your common purse useful for the family without putting the man under the pressure of feeling inadequate. So what would be my conclusion? See, don't be in a hurry to say I do. I am serious, because the consequences of a misstructure is always too difficult. That's just the truth. And then understand that there's give and take as well. There are seasons where one has more and the other has more. But if the two is one, it should be relevant. That's just the truth.